What's up, coaches? Hope you guys are doing well. Here is Monday. So we're going to do the warm-up in the same style this week. Short general warm-up at the beginning of class. That warm-up will be repeated throughout the week. Feel free to be creative with the movements. It needs to be short, sweet, and ideally with no or minimal equipment. All right. This will help us to spend time with the specific warm-up and then to also fit in the multiple pieces that we're bringing back in to our regular classes. All right, so we're going to be doing strength, we're going to be doing some testing at the end and so on. So that general warm-up piece needs to be short and to the point. All right, there's a video, as there has been the past couple weeks, posted for the warm-up that will walk you through the movements and tell you how to progress those if needed. So let's dive in here. After you do the general warm-up, you're going to be kind of going into the details of the strength cycle. Now, you don't want to be too long-winded here. The biggest thing that we want to touch on is the 3 tracks that people are going to be choosing from. That's going to be the competitor/strength, performance/strength, or fitness/health. Have something ready, a resource available, whether you write it on the whiteboard, you have this printed out, or you've studied to the point where you know exactly what the tracks consist of. I've put the link back up in today's notes, but make sure people know exactly what each track means and that they're choosing based on their own experience and their own goals. All right. So we're going to be applying this to the squat today. So athletes will have a choice of doing front squat or back squat. Now this would apply to those doing the competitor/strength or the performance/strength. We have our fitness/health group doing goblet squats, which could be a single kettlebell or double kettlebell. It could be dumbbells as well. So we're gonna cue this in. Once they choose, am I doing front squat or back squat? We're gonna cue this in with some simple coach-based cue. We want everyone to get a target set up for their butt. Some people may even continue to use this when we actually test for the max, all right? So this is simple cue. We're gonna have empty barbell or super light kettlebell if we have our kettlebell group. So we're gonna give a cue of set, and then we're gonna give a cue of squat and stand. You're gonna hold them at the bottom and watch for their technique. So it'll be a cue of set, they're setting up, getting ready, squat, you're holding them at the bottom, their butt is lightly touching the ball, and stand. Set, squat, and stand. If I was doing front squat, the set would be bringing the elbows up, driving the rib cage down into that good position. All right. Once you've done 3 to 7 reps, depending on the size of your group, now we're going to go into a similar cue where all we're doing is set and squat, where we're trying to reach the same depth, right, but with no pause. This would mimic the exact style of movement and quality of movement in terms of range of motion that we want to see as people get heavy. All right. So if it was back squat, set, and squat, I make a light touch to the ball and drive myself back up. All right, so we're working on that 3-0-x-0 style tempo. So you want to work through this 3, 5, maybe 7 reps, depending on how big your class is and their collective skill level of those 2 coaches cue with the med ball squat technique progressions. Okay, we're building kinesthetic awareness with that ball back behind. Where is proper depth? We're also seeing people squat and seeing the maturity of their squats so we can manage the class with better quality as we progress. And then we're also able to see, hey, I can see they squat this deep with the barbell, then they're expected to squat that deep for the entirety of their max, all right? So they're proving to you what they're capable of, so you can use that as a reference point later on when they're doing like a 1-inch squat with a massive amount of weight on the barbell. Hey, I saw you squat below parallel during the warm-up, so we're gonna be squatting below parallel for all of your reps. Cool. So we move on to the testing portion. In 20 minutes, we're gonna be establishing a heavy but perfect back squat or front squat. This is going to be a 10 rep max goblet squat for that fitness/health group. So we're going to be squatting at a 3-0x0 tempo. That does not have to be a slow motion tempo at all. All we're looking for is a controlled descent into that downward portion. All right. We want to have people set this max as a true 100% perfect. There is a lot of emphasis on that. If things get too emotional or technique goes too far away, then we set maxes that aren't realistic for the duration of the cycle. So it's really, really important that they only use the repetition that was the heaviest, that was 100% perfect, to plug in to their percentages as we move down the road. All right, so focusing on not moving past that rep where it was really heavy, but I stayed really, really perfect. I think I have one more in the tank. Depending on the experience level, they may be able to go for that one, but they're not going to use that next one once that technique starts to go. All right. 5 to 7 working attempts over the course of this 20 minutes, depending on what they're doing, the 1 rep, the 5 reps, so on, but that's about right, kind of a general overview for everyone. The workout, we'll go Tabata slam balls. This is meant to be very, very quick. In terms of setup, that's by design, working this in at the end. So we're testing kind of power output and the ability to repeat that power output with a short break. It really is important that we focus on the range of motion so that we can retest this with the repeatability that we want. So we got to get that full lockout position every single time. Otherwise, it's hard to retest if we don't know the standard of the test, right? So depending on your group here, you may have to run heats with the slam balls. You may have to do partners with the back squat. I think we're to the point, social distance stuff, we're okay with that. If you guys have issues with your group, with your spacing and your logistics, let me know and we can definitely work to alleviate that. All right. So new training cycle, this first week is often kind of clunky with the testing, and then next week with the first one, right? Show up really prepared, show up with your A game, and let's get this started out right. That feedback is super important to me over the next couple of weeks. So please, please, please communicate as much as you can. All right, appreciate you guys. See ya.